loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Loading Snacks Anime Chat Podcast. Your usual suspects, the student council, are here in the building and ready to talk about anime like we do often. Before we get started, how's everybody's weekend?
It was good.
Mine was good.
Most of the weekend online with Noah.
We had fun this weekend.
We did have fun this weekend.
Yeah.
That's good.
I just threw my brunch trash away that I forgot was down here. Shout out to Brandon for getting me, Brandon Gage for getting me, for getting all of us some brunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice time.
I got some IHOP, some
That's
French
awesome.
toast. What'd you get, Gabby?
I got some eggs Benedict from this new Cajun place that's down in Old Town Manassas. They had a brunch menu, so I was like,
Perfect.
okay, let's try this.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
I hung out with friends over the weekend at their crib or whatever. We watched One Piece for the entire weekend, which was a lot of fun. I'm getting back into going out and hanging with my friends and stuff like that. So haven't done that in a while with them. So it was cool just to sit down, catch up. And I put him on the One Piece back in the day, and now he's past me. So he was excited to be able to sit down and see me get excited.
Everybody's past you.
It's true.
Yeah. But that's being course
He
corrected.
said, yeah.
It's being course corrected, okay? But no, good times overall. Shout out to Alex for that. So with that being said, let's get into some anime. So Noah, first up on the docket, what is it that we need to know about this week?
All right. First things first is Dragonball Super. New project announced. Is going to be announced July 6th at Anime or Japan Expo.
Is it a new
Toyo
Super?
Taro present. For those of y'all who don't know, Toyo Taro is the illustrator of
Looking
Dragon
at
Ball
the
Z.
anime? Do we know anything
After-
about the announcement?
That's what I want to know.
After Akira stopped drawing, he handed over the mantle to Toyo Taro, who's now, I believe, also the writer too, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Okay.
So who knows?
Please,
Maybe it will be the announcement for the anime. It's been a long time.
please let it be
I
that.
don't know. They got a
Please.
lot of stuff they could do. A lot of fights, new transformations. Like they got a lot of shit they can really.
They announced that might make me go back and watch Super just to get ready for it.
That's a lot of episodes.
It is, but Super was tough.
The end was tough. The beginning was good, but the animation was horrid at the beginning.
I had to go back. Like I said, I haven't watched it so long, but I gotta go back and check it out. Plus, I was probably just excited to be watching Dragon Ball and wasn't even thinking about or paying attention to it.
The animation was pretty bad in the first beginning of like the Black Goku introduction, but I think around like 50 it got together. But yeah, I really do hope it's the anime. I hope it's not the nothing video game or plushie related. Please.
Yeah, just give us the anime.
related.
Please give us the anime.
I'm sorry. Harry just holds up plushie.
Not plushie related.
I forgot to ask her who's the plushie of the week.
This is Hisui and Voltorb. So it's Voltorb, but he's from the old old Sinnoh region, which is Hisui.
Old what?
Sinnoh was the region that had Donnet, it has Dalga and Palkia, like the big space and time. One's Giratina.
Okay.
And so this was the past version of Sinnoh, which is Hisui. And so this is a grass electric Voltorb.
Oh, okay.
He's made of wood because the Pokeballs in the old days were made of wood. Therefore, now he's made of wood.
Wait, grass, electric,
Mm-hmm.
wood.
Well, no,
That's
grass
like super
electric.
contradictory.
Oh, wood is not a type. He's grass electric.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Okay.
Grass electric.
He counters himself.
This is the cutest version of Voltorb ever.
Grass is strong against electric type, ain't it?
They're neutral.
Or they nullify each other?
No, they're just neutral.
Oh, okay.
One's not more advantageous over the other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shut up. All my Pokemon information.
I have none, so whatever
not
Gabby says,
present
I take it
anymore.
as the truth. Like, okay.
Next, we have first Demon Slayer trailer for the movie is coming out next week. So if y'all see this drop, wait till Tuesday,
Right.
and then we can watch it.
I'm game for that. Yeah. Down
So
for
the
that.
first trailer.
I'm excited to see what they're doing.
I think it said 9 days ago when I saw this post a couple of days ago, so it's probably like a week away now.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Please drop before we record next week.
Please, that would be
Yes.
I think it will. I think it does. I think it might be
It
actually
probably
6
will.
days away now.
Okay.
Next we have this new series coming out. I believe this is done. I forgot. That's what I knew I was having a brain fart. It's called Lord of Mysteries.
I've heard about it. It's a lot of hype around it.
Lord of Mysteries or Word of Mysteries?
Yes.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord of Mysteries. I want to say the first episode is out.
No, not yet.
It's not yet? Okay.
This series is adapted of a Chinese web novel. And I read a little bit of it a while ago. And I'm not sure why I didn't continue. But it was pretty good.
Okay.
But the adaptation is said to be really good because it's going to be a Chinese adaptation. And it's going to be just super well animated and well taken care of, apparently. Apparently the company that is working on this is going to be let me see.
This looks really good.
Yeah, everything I've been seeing people say about it is like the anticipation is stupid high for it, and the level of animation quality.
Well, the same shit was said about that for the beginning after the end. So it's like true. that can only be taken with a grain of salt when it comes to manhwa, because a lot of times you got fans that are super excited just to see their shit adapted that never would have gotten adapted otherwise. Yeah. However, this is being done by studio BC May Pictures. And I believe it's being produced by, what's the company it's being produced by? It's some billion. Oh yeah, Tencent Video, which if any of y'all know Tencent, they own the rights to pretty much every popular, the distribution rights to every popular video game, including Smite that I play in the eastern part of the world. So League of Legends, World of Warcraft,
they own so much.
All those different games belong to them, and they're in charge of producing this, which means they got a lot of money.
That's big money. Yeah, big money.
So something I saw is that, first of all, it's getting released with an hour-long episode or 2 episodes, either or, but same thing. And then it's
any word on the episode count in total?
Let's see. It doesn't say here yet, but with these Chinese anime, they're going to be a good amount of episodes, because Chinese anime do a lot of episodes. All the ones I've seen are a good amount, besides a select few. But like, for instance, Hero X is going to be 48 episodes. So these Chinese anime do a lot. So I can imagine it'll be more than 12 or 24. But we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it says online somewhere other than my anime list. Gotcha. But one special thing I heard about this is that Solo Leveling, the final fight in Solo Leveling where he fought Biru, is what that was 17,000 frames in that episode. Apparently, this is going to have 30,000 frames per episode.
That's one of the things I saw about it. Like, that's ridiculous.
So, that is amazing.
I don't know how true that is, or if I can confirm that. I seen it in some article when I was reading about this, about Tencent, about that, about them releasing anime, and we'll see. I don't know.
Looking forward to those first
episodes.
Has
no things under them, so
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. Yeah.
So
let's see if they hold up to the hype. Okay, cool.
Which made me want to go back and read a little bit, but then I decided that I want to read Gacha Yakuza more instead. So that's a pretty good trailer.
It almost looks like they put anime characters in the picture of a real living room or something. Like, holy heck, that was so realistic of like a background and setting. That's crazy.
No, visually that was pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Chinese animation studios do not play.
Really
They
don't.
absolutely go crazy. I think the only thing holding them back, which is something from even myself, is the language barrier for the anime, which is pretty stupid because you're like, isn't that dumb? You're like, either way, you're getting the information, but it's like, this isn't in a language that I'm used to hearing, so I'm not going to listen to it.
I
feel like we're
agree.
stupid humans because of that. But
Like,
I also have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I
You're
sit down to watch
that.
it. Yeah, when I sit around, I'm glad, because when I sit around and watch a Chinese anime, I'm just like, I feel like I gotta now learn their expressions and what's comedy, what's funny, what's not. And
it's
I'm
different.
Just like,
Yeah,
it's just different. But so hopefully they'll get a Japanese dub, for the sake of, which right now I'm not seeing anything but Chinese voice actors, but for the sake of their popularity, because it might hurt their popularity a little bit if there's only a Chinese version.
I can agree with that. It's gonna take people a while to get used to it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I feel like obviously you have the Japanese anime, but then you have the Korean anime, and then you have the Chinese anime. The Korean anime is a lot easier to watch because of that, because it's kind of like in between Japanese and Chinese, I think. And then you have the Chinese one, which I think is some of the hardest to watch if you're not used to that language.
Yeah.
I know I dropped an anime completely just because it didn't, like, I just couldn't get past the Chinese. I don't know why. I can't remember what anime it was. This was like a few years ago, but
like watching live action like Korean thrillers that I like that was one of the first things that threw me off. Like once they started talking, I was like, I'm not used to this language. It sounds unfamiliar to me. Like it took a while to get used to it. So now watching stuff like Hero X, like it doesn't bother me anymore.
See, that's one thing. Like I've had Korean people. One of my best friends is Korean, so I've had Korean people around a lot. So if I were to watch something Korean, I'd be used to how they sound and stuff like that. I just feel like Chinese, Taiwanese, Cantonese, Vietnamese, Tagalog, all those different like Southeast and like really deep Asian languages sound so different that it's hard to catch on, which isn't a bad thing. And I still like, if it's good and that's all they got, I'm willing to. But I'm seeing right here online that it says on launch it'll have Latin American, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese at launch, but then it says Japanese, German, French, and Korean dubs are coming later.
Okay, so that's cool. It's at least in the pipeline.
That's still quite a few to have upon launch.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll have an English dub on released. Well, Lord of Mysteries.
Honestly, I don't watch English dubs anyway.
Oh, it does say it'll watch, but if I have the option to watch that over Chinese, then I'll do that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Once again, nothing against anybody who is Chinese.
It's just new territory for
Chinese language. So it's just, I feel like if you speak Chinese, you understand this too, because I've heard this from people. Their language is just so different. Like even the inflections on the tones are different as to where Japanese is too, but it's a little bit more similar, as well as we've obviously been watching it for a long time.
Yes, most of our lives.
Yeah, so it's like some of that's hard, but hypothetically, if all it was is Chinese, I'd still check it out.
So.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
Next, we have Love is War special anime announced.
Yes.
Ooh.
And this is what I was going to ask. Did you actually watch it? Because I remember you never watching the final season.
Let me go.
Did you see them kiss?
I did.
Sorry, I just spoiled everybody if you hadn't seen it. But if you ain't seen them kiss, that was like that was the moment that made it like the #1 rated anime on my anime list for like a few weeks. It was when they did a whole like event at the school, and then basically I forget the MC girl's name, but she set up a whole bunch of things, and then planned to confess at the top of like some tower at the top of school at the end of the event with a bunch of hearts and stuff like that, and then they kissed.
It's adorable.
Probably haven't watched the last season. I can't even find it on my.
I'm telling you, I don't remember. I
watch it.
remember you telling me that you hadn't seen it yet. Which
I
you're the one
can't-
who put me on to Love Is War.
I can't even find it on my Plex. That's the problem I'm having right now that I'm going to have to correct at some point this evening.
Yeah,
Because
season
I know
3
I
was
have
a
it.
good watch. It was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, one of my favorite little romance joints.
Unfortunately,
Pretty
once
funny.
the summer season hits, I probably won't be watching much, but the summer season, because there is so much coming out, I think I'm just going to have to pause everything for like 3 months because
Summer season.
this summer season.
It's gonna be rich.
Have y'all seen this summer season?
Oh yeah, this lineup it's just insane. Like what I'm thinking, okay, where's my time gonna go? Like I'll just take out working out. I don't need to do that. I have anime.
Look at our options. Dress Up Darling, Don Don, Kaiju number 8, Shield Hero. I forget what this one
Call
is.
of the
It's a
Night
popular
season
romance
2.
too. The Fragrant Flower Blooms Dignity. Call of the Night. Bunny Girl Senpai. Sakamoto Days. Grand Blue. Gachi Akuta. Dr. Stone. Panty and Stocking. Dress Up Darling. Couple of Cuckoo season 2. Vending Machine season 2.
I see Toilet Bound.
Toilet Bound
part
season
2
for continued season.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much good stuff to watch.
The Cat of the Living Dead one.
The Cat of the Living Dead one.
Yeah.
This one is supposed to be really funny too. We watched the trailer for this one.
Fighter.
That's an isekai, and then obviously all the random ones that pop up that are good as well. You know, those are the movies, and then
and a couple from this season that'll transfer over into the next season. You know
the ongoing
like and stuff like that. Yeah,
Superhero
X, Yaiba, and a few more probably. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, we have a pretty solid and very stacked summer season coming up.
But these two right here, these are what I'm waiting for right here. I can wait for everything else, but these two
Kaiju
guys are here. And this one actually, I lied. These 3. Sakamoto Days season 3 is y'all.
Yeah.
I keep saying because 12 episodes isn't enough, but that next season is when y'all will start really falling for Sakamoto Days. Like all the characters and stuff. So that was Love Is War and a little side tangent, but Country Bumpkin to Swordmaster is getting a season 2.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, which I'm hyped about. This anime is pretty good. This
one
is on Amazon Prime.
I like it.
And it's got a really good plot. It's got it's nice to see an older character that's just normal guy doing normal stuff.
Yeah.
And
we can relate more to that nowadays.
Right.
So look forward to that. I'm assuming they already planned for a number 2 from the start. So
I would hope so.
Or 2 cores or whatever.
Right.
Fire Force final season is in January.
Okay.
Wow.
So final episode
already.
Half a year.
Ended.
Okay.
Yeah. Time for the rewatch.
Not too far away. Not too long of a wait.
Good, but yeah, anybody who needs to rewatch once it's finished, you got a whole little watch for it.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they didn't release like a little they haven't released any non-canon movies, and Fire Force was really popular in its heyday, so it's
Fire
probably
Force would make for a dope ass movie, especially like IMAX or something. Oh,
that'd be so good.
It's probably because they stopped like putting money into it and producing the episodes, so it kind of fell off. But I could have seen it having like a My Hero or Naruto or One Piece little non-canon movie.
Mm-hmm.
It very well should honestly have that.
Yeah.
Wait, is the finals not the final season? Wait, do we know the episode count of the final season? Is it the same as this current season?
I don't know. Okay. Somebody who read the manga could probably tell you better, but I haven't read the manga, so I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll have to do some investigating then.
But I don't know. Maybe they set up maybe they planned to end because this one was 12 episodes. The last episode just released, and maybe it was planned to like stop it at this point so they could drop like final 18 or 16 or something like that.
Right, gotcha.
So we'll wait and see. 2 more. We got Black Lagoon mangas returning from hiatus after 7 months.
Okay.
Releasing a chapter.
Cool.
And that's really dope. Hopefully we can look forward to more anime news in the future, because if anyone hasn't seen this is one of the dopest female characters in anime.
What?
And one of
Yes.
the dopest animes of like the early 2000s.
They have a
for
strong
sure.
female cast in it. All the women in that show are monsters.
Mhm.
Like badasses.
Definitely
Yeah.
really badass anime.
Revy, the maid, Hotel Moscow, beast characters. Yeah.
Yep. And then last but not least, we have Windbreaker's live action nonsense.
So,
getting a show. Is it a show or a movie?
I think it's a show that's on Netflix.
come on, give me the normal anime.
So one thing that's interesting now is that these live actions used to only be exclusive to Japan, and like then later we get them dubbed for most of them unless they were really popular. Like for example, I believe the Kenshin one made it over here pretty quickly. I was gonna say Yu Yu Hakusho, but that was new. That's actually why I started reading Yu Yu Hakusho a couple months ago, because the live action came out. And then now that Netflix is so heavily involved in Japanese media, we're getting like actual more, even if it's not good, like the camera quality is good, like they got some cool fight scenes. So I feel like some of them are at least worth giving a look at. Definitely not that Kakegurui.
No.
But like I said, even from the look of it, it still looks like they put money into it. It just looks like whoever.
Visually, they did, yeah. But
yeah,
I never got past. I watched episode 1 and it was like I've never gone back. I've had no desire whatsoever to go back to it.
No,
right.
I just want to watch it just to see the scene with Seth Rollins. That's all I want to see it for. I just want to see that one scene because he's in it.
I didn't even know he was in it.
I saw it around going around like wrestling TikTok and stuff like that. I was like, oh, he's in that. Like,
okay,
whatever episode that is. I just want to see that one part.
yeah.
Once it's done, click.
Yeah, like I'm good.
Right.
I came here for what I came here for.
Yeah. So we've got a trailer for the Windbreaker live action.
Oh, please, yes. Please,
so
yes.
we can see this.
Let's see this.
And from what I saw,
ways they do
the casting didn't look too bad.
Okay. I mean, honestly, this might be one of the easiest ones to do because they just look like normal people.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
This definitely is one easier one to do than One Piece, for example.
No one's got to stretch.
Yeah.
映画ウィンドブレイカー始動
I think that's it.
I'm about to say, okay.
What the hell did I just watch?
What is happening here? This doesn't look live action.
Wait, they didn't show. They didn't show
anything. That was terrible.
Yeah, I think that's all it was, though. But at some point, they showed the cast. I thought they did.
I thought it was a little more than that.
Y'all see it on the screen, but I'll show it to y'all.
Could you even consider that a trailer?
I mean,
more like a
little
teaser video.
Yeah, a little promo video. Not a real trailer.
Yeah, not really a trailer.
Yeah.
So this is the immediate picture of.
That didn't even give me enough to make an opinion.
I'll just share this whole screen. So this is what they look like. Which, like I said, granted, they don't look bad. They all kind of look like their characters. The hair looks a little goofy on some of them.
Yeah, but overall, not too
bad.
Yeah,
overall, not that bad.
That boy Sakura.
He looks like a pretty good Sakura.
Mm-hmm. He looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that's real.
No.
So
that's not it. No.
Oh, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this looks decent.
As far as the casting, it's way better than Kakegurui.
Yep.
I swear in Kakegurui, they just threw darts at a board.
But that was an English one, so.
Oh, well, no wonder we were terrible.
Yeah. All right.
It turned off?
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, that's all the news we got this week.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Noah.
Thank you, Noah's News.
Nah.
that would make the hair stick up on my form. I don't like that.
He doesn't like
it. It's not cool enough.
No.
I told you, Gab, we're not calling it that.
Okay. Well, you got excited about something better.
She floated the idea yesterday.
I could tell just then that you already knew about this. She must have said this over the weekend at some point.
I did. Well, Gage was all on board for it. He's like, it's an alliteration. I'm like, okay. And Noah's like,
Nah.
Noah's news.
Not feeling that one.
Goofy.
Not feeling that. All right, but next up on the docket, Gabby, what do we have this week for us to discuss?
This week we are diving back into controversies. I've got 3 more controversies for us to kind of discuss and go over. One everyone basically knows about. One that is kind of an old one, but it's still relatively mainstream that people might know about. And then one that I know about, less controversy, more decision making.
Okay.
You might know about it too. I don't know. It was one of my dad's favorite manga. But first one, oldie but a goodie, is one of our Pokemon controversies. If you guys have ever heard of the Electric Soldier Porygon episode, this was the 38th episode of the original anime. And there is, where is he? Oh darn it, I don't have him. He's somewhere in the pile. I can't get him.
Oh, I'm about to say, at least you have him. He just don't have access
He's
to him.
just somewhere in there, and I can access him.
Okay.
Porygon is a Pokemon that is just made of polygons. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see him right here. It's the big blue and pink one. That is Porygon. The episode, again, called Electric Soldier Porygon, was where they went into like a computer system and would have to fight Team Rocket in there. And it was just the usual Pokemon adventure. But at some point in the episode, there was a rapidly flashing screen of red and blue that caused a lot of kids, of about 500, to have seizures.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. But so because of that episode, Porygon got banned from the anime, and to this day has not been in an anime episode.
Oh, they banned a whole character because of that?
It's been shown in
not
as
changed
an image,
the animation.
like in the movies when they flash some Pokemon by. It's been shown as an image in some of the shows. I don't think it's ever been shown in the anime, except for maybe again the stills.
I'm looking at the scene. Are they like riding on his back?
They are riding on Porygon's back because Porygon is just polygon, so he's in the computer. But in reality, Porygon's not the one that causes seizures. It was Pikachu's electric shock that caused that screen to flash. So technically, Pikachu caused the seizures, but the Pokemon Company wasn't going to let their mascot go down.
Yeah, we're not doing that with Pikachu, no.
So they made Porygon the scapegoat. But that episode has been forever banned. So we almost
lost Pikachu.
Right.
They almost lost Pikachu that way because of the flashing effects. And
no, it was really bad back then.
It was really bad. The anime was off the air for I think a good few months. And at the beginning, when it came back on the beginning of each episode, there would be disclaimers and stuff now. In Japan, starting at the beginning of all of their episodes, even though there was never any flashing scenes again. But that's one of the more well-known banned Pokemon episodes.
My first
there are a few others, but that's a big oldie but a goodie. Okay. Do you guys want the most well-known one or the one that you might not know next?
The well-known.
The well-known. Noah knows this one. Noah's talked about this one. Noah's talked about this one a lot. This is the Mappa controversy about their poor working conditions for their employees, which I'm sure everyone in the world, if you know anime, which is why you're here, would know about this one. Yeah. So, and it's not just Mappa. It started with Mappa because a lot of their stuff ended up getting out. A lot of concerns for toxic work environments, long hours, insufficient training, inadequate compensation, impacting both animators' well-being as well as their just overall work health. At one point, I know you could tell that there was a dip in some animation qualities because of all of these issues going on.
Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, they had a whole episode that wasn't finished when they aired it originally.
Exactly. No, I'm sure you know a lot about this one, knowing, being a big fan of Mappa and knowing a lot about their studio in particular. I know.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty bad, but it's in a tight spot because it's like that's that's been going on for a long time. Like animators and stuff like that have always been known to have bad work conditions, but Japanese work culture has also been known to have poor conditions for a while.
Yeah.
I've never worked in Japan, so I can't speak too strongly on it, but it's something that that's a tight spot because it's like, what can you do about it? Not much you can do about it. That's something that's deeply ingrained in their culture. That's something that's got to be figured out internally. And unfortunately, things like protesting, like not watching the anime, just won't work because it's kind of like the paper straws situation, because people saw one stupid turtle with a saw, one stupid dumb doofus turtle.
And now we stuck with paper
decided
straws.
to sniff a straw, and now all my Wendy's taste milk.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's kind of like that. So I don't know. It produces good anime though.
So, another thing, you don't want to like not watch the product that those artists and writers are putting into it. You know what I mean? You don't want to not watch the work that they're working so hard on.
There's that as well.
Yeah.
Or is that as well? But then also, like I said, at the end of the day, not watching and protesting on something of that scale won't work, because it's just going to be like, that's not a valuable protest. It's not like something like for example, the Target protest that people have been doing, that's been working, but that's a direct effect.
What is the Target protest? This is the first time hearing about that.
They're just one of the companies that lobbies for a lot of things that involve situations with Gaza. I won't say too much because I'm not trying to rifle any feathers, but so they're McDonald's, they're a bunch of companies that have been, but Target specifically has had like a huge drop in sales from Black people boycotting going there. And that's something that has a direct cause and effect, but unfortunately anime doesn't make money directly from you watching it. So it's not like you not watching is going to lose them money. You know what I mean?
No, they're still going to get the money because they've already sold it to the companies or licensed it to the the websites that are going to show it. So
or they've been paid for however amount of screening time or whatever. It's much
Mm-hmm.
deeper than that, but that doesn't mean don't just not think badly about it. Like, it's still a bad thing, but
you can still say
that's
something.
Like you said, it's so ingrained to their culture. It's an internal thing that they're going to have to kind of figure out.
Unfortunately, it's like if Japanese people were like, what about the problem with racism in America? And you know what I mean? Then they're going to be over there and be like, well, I mean, nothing we can do about it, but hip hop is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get you.
Wu-Tang Clan can still come here.
Yeah.
So like, I'm the same way. We can't really do much about it. It produces some great anime. I really hope they work. Unfortunately, something that I see online, at least, because like I said, I've never been to Japan, but online, it seems like the sentiment from the people of our generation, a little bit younger, seem like they're just like the ones of our generation here, my generation here, that are, you know what I mean, really progressive and just tired of old people hammering down ridiculous, archaic laws that don't apply to real life anymore and stuff like that. So it seems like slowly those things are progressing. I've heard stories about like some anime studios like turn their lights off when the work is over. So when the work time is over, to encourage people to go home and stuff like that. So that's
cool.
Yeah, it's something at least people are, looking at ways to turn around. And like I said, the younger people looking at stuff now, like time has changed. We don't need to do it like that anymore. You know what I mean? We can do it this way to make it a lot easier on everybody. So it's cool. It's good to hear that, that
plus there's just more options with the internet for freelance work and stuff like that. Everybody doesn't have to go and work for a company the same way they did before, especially not animators and stuff who could go work for China that's now jumping in anime, or come over here, which a lot of them do come over here. So very true. When they come over here, get a taste of a casual 9 to 5. We got a lot of problems, but
but there's some things.
Our work life is pretty chill. You
9
know what I'm saying? We got a pretty chill work life. Like, hey,
Yep.
I'd
We won't
appreciate
make
if it
you
was
go
4
to
days, but
mandatory drinking parties afterwards.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That does sound a little crazy. Like the pressure for
That-
social stuff at work.
Yeah, that culture is changing. I just saw an article actually about that coming up, that the younger generation is starting to even ask in interviews in a lot of companies, be like, do you have mandatory like drinking parties?
Social
do
events.
I have to go? Do I have to do them? And if they do, some of them will be like, okay, goodbye, and they'll just leave. So people have pick of the companies now, and the companies are worried that the younger generation pool of their new employees is just diminishing because they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. They also just have like I don't know. I feel weird talking about their culture for too long, but they also have like a a shame society. So like you're you're always worried about your appearance and things like that, which is slowly dwindling, which is nice because they even have, I forget the word for it, but a society when it means you get more respect simply for being older. Even if you're a bad person, even if you're a scumbag, you're immediately seen in society as more respectable because you're older, especially in respective fields. So that's something they got to work out. But
the shame culture thing is very real. Like, especially I know riding trains is a real thing out there. Like, can't be on speakerphone, can't be having conversations and stuff like that. Just get on the train, sit there, ride the train, get off. Like anything other than that, everybody on the train will like lock in dead eyes, which let you know they might not say nothing, but like you'll know like you're doing something that's.
They're a very respect conscious driven culture.
Yes.
So you have to be aware of what your presence is and what's going on. You can't be too disruptive, which to an extent, I really don't mind. I would also.
No, I like that. Are you kidding me? I wish we had that rule here in, well, I don't know, quiet on the trains. I've had a lot of fun drunk nights on the train. So y'all gonna have to deal with it if I'm drunk.
See, fun drunk nights are fine, but this during the normal day hours.
But yeah, like it's really annoying when people get on the train with loud music or loud on the phone and stuff like
so
that.
Irritating,
and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to relax on my way home, and it's like, that's
nobody cares about your conversation from yesterday. Like we don't care about it. Like,
but the problem here is they don't have crime there. We do. So talking to someone else means you're liable to get your shit rocked or have to rock somebody else's.
Watch that green line.
Yeah, so over there, that's not the case, which is great. I wish it was like that here, but
not there just yet. Got some ways to go.
I love to pick and choose. Okay.
What's the third one?
This last one. Have you guys heard of the Battle Royale manga series?
Manga series? I know about the movie.
It is also a movie.
Because the movie is like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, so you've seen the movie. Noah, do you know about it?
Plenty of times.
I don't think so.
Okay. So the Battle Royale series, technically, first of all, it's actually based off of a novel that was entered in the 1997 Japanese Horror Fiction Awards.
It's a series called Battle Royale?
Yeah, it's a series called Battle Royale. And basically, it's what most people say, and I think it was finally said that Squid Games was based off of Battle Royale. It's about a bunch of students killing each other.
Yeah, it was banned for the longest time in the U.S.
Okay. So like
it was? When was that?
Give me a second. I'll find it to you because it was a while before
when I was younger.
I
I turned 13 and my dad's like, I gotta sorry dad, sorry mom. Gotta show you something. Comes upstairs to his office room and he takes out a key, unlocks the cabinet, opens it up. He's got like all this Battle Royale manga. He's like, you are now old enough. You may read this. It is gory, disgusting, like violent, so much. But I'm just like,
I'm interested.
It was so good.
Like I said, it's one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time. The movie was fairly good, though I have a preference towards the manga, but that's just because
it's an animated movie.
No, the movie's live action.
Live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that bad. It's something that's schools, violence. It's
basically what the thing is, society was so crazy, people were losing their jobs and not wanting to go to work and all that kind of stuff. So they decided to punish the kids to get their parents to come back into work and start doing what they're supposed to do. So every year they would grab a random like ninth grade class, send them to an island, put bombs around their necks, and say, "Hey, here's a backpack with some supplies or whatever, and we might have a weapon in there. Go out onto the island, and y'all fight the state. Whoever is the last one who survives wins. And kind of like how, like in Battle Royale mode or stuff like that, Apex game, like
almost similar to Hunger Games.
It keeps getting closer to where you got to get like
Hunger
force
Games
everybody
is
get
like
closer to each other.
version.
Yeah, but it's like 2000 when it came out, so it's old school, but brutal as hell and an emotional ride. Like it's tough. Love that movie.
I have to read it.
Yeah, it's I highly recommend it. It's
I love Battle Royale
where did
mangas
my
and animes.
thing go? Where is
There's a part 2, but I never watched it.
There's a part 2 of the movie?
There's a part 2.
I don't think I knew that. But yeah, so that is kind of the basis. During those 1997 Japanese Horror Fiction Awards, it was in the final round this is for the novel, but it was rejected in the final rounds over its concern and depiction of students killing each other, which I find hilarious because this is the Japanese Horror Fiction Awards. But on to the main parts of the controversy, and that is the differences between the manga and the film, because that is a really popular topic on Reddit and a bunch of other like QAnon forums that I've been seeing ever since I kind of started. It didn't. So again, it's based off the novel of the same game. It's always, everyone likes that death game stuff. The movie is probably the most well-known, even though I think it came out after the manga did. But the thing is, if you read the novel, the manga is the more faithful adaptation, which makes sense because a movie can only do so much. And so naturally, there's difference between the two. Oh, here's the main one. The sequels, there's a sequel to the manga and a sequel to the movie. As Sin just pointed out, they are completely different takes. It doesn't say whether they were written both by the same author, because the manga was written by the author of the novel.
Yeah, it came out in 2000 and it was banned for 11 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was banned in the United States, Canada, Germany, South Korea. Nobody wanted to bring this over.
The biggest difference I know in the sequel is what they're saying is that it's called Blitz Royale. The main focus of that one was kind of like a rebellion versus the Japanese government instead of student versus student, even though it is another class pitted against each other.
Makes sense what the background of the story is. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the background story for that.
Okay.
In the sequel for the manga, it does not. It's not very long. It's literally 2 volumes and 19 chapters. It didn't last long, absolutely at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I only see 5 volumes here.
Yeah, no, not for the sequel. The sequel did not last. The first manga is 15 volumes long.
Oh, you're talking about the sequel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sequel was very short.
I'm looking at deluxe volumes. So yeah, 15 volumes.
This makes sense. So Battle Royale has the depiction of being probably the most violent movie ever released in Japanese cinema. So yay. But there is actually a lot more adult content in the manga than compared to the movies, which doesn't surprise me, even though they consider it the worst. So a lot of it, people do prefer the movie because they do tone down the violence and the adult.
They tone down the violence?
They tone down the violence and the adult activities.
Adult activities, I can see that.
Always less.
Yeah.
I didn't see any. Adult activities put it whatever in the. Yeah. I can't think of any of that in the movie.
The manga,
blood, yes.
The manga draws out the deaths and relishes in them and like makes it really, really gets into it to where it might be blunt and gory in the movie. It's still that in the manga, but it's like a torture scene in the manga.
I've never wanted something so much in my life right now than I want that manga. I like I said, that's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I really want that manga so bad now. I didn't know it was until you told me. I thought it was just a live action movie.
Yeah,
I see deluxe versions, and deluxe versions are always cool because the picture is really big and crisp. They're a little more expensive, like $25 per book instead of like $11 per book, but it's worth it. The deluxe versions of books, they usually have them for really acclaimed series like Berserk, Vagabond, Kingdom, stuff like that.
I wonder if I could pick it up at Otakon this year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
One Piece has deluxe books, but they actually blow me because their deluxe books are like paperback and they're like this thick. They're not like look, I'll show you like a Vagabond or actually Battle Royale deluxe Royale manga.
And by deluxe, you mean they have like 3 volumes in one, right? Or are they bigger ones?
3 to 5. I don't know exactly how much, but yeah.
I have some of the 3 ones for One Piece, and they're not. I mean, they're just thick manga, and I don't like
they're
them.
paperback.
Yeah,
these are deluxe. Usually, that's how like the good ones will come, like those right there, or
because those are hardback. Or paperback. Okay.
Those are hardback.
Okay.
Like these are the Vagabond edition ones. Oh no, those are paperback. Let's see. Oh no, these are hardback too, I believe.
See, I've never seen hardback ones. I've only seen the paperback ones, especially
for One Piece.
Yeah, I've only seen paperback for One Piece.
I think they only have that. Berserk's ones are the most famous. They're also the most expensive.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Seen this before, but yeah. So those are really fun to buy because usually they're like this big versus like your normal 12-inch manga, and the picture looks really good, makes it more fun to read. Plus, they're cool to show.
I need that in my life.
Less books too. That's another good thing. Less books.
I need the original source material for that movie. I need that in my life so bad. I'm gonna hold on and see if I can find it at Otakon.
It's very good, and I highly recommend people go read it. If you can stomach that kind of stuff, I can stomach it and reading not so much in a movie. So,
either way, I'm here for it. Yes, thank you for that. Gave me something new I didn't know.
You're very welcome. Last one was kind of less of a controversy than I thought. There was more to it in the Reddit post, but they're just basically opinionated.
Yeah, I knew about it was been banned for all those years, and America wasn't ready for it, and they finally did it, and I was like, I finally get to see this movie I've heard so much about.
I'm gonna watch it now.
And I'm over here, a 13-year-old
reading it, and I'm watching throats be splattered everywhere and everything. Like, oh, this is great.
That'd be a good Patreon watch too.
Yeah, it would.
I am all in.
That'd be so good.
I'm all in.
Not anime, but
still, like we had it on here. Like, come from anime. Like, it works. It all comes together. All right. All right. Let's jump
that must be your favorite live action.
I take it in my. Now that I know there's originally a manga, I guess it is. Oh, I need to watch that again. Yeah, we gotta set that up.
Now he's like,
favorite live action.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch it. All right, let's get to our top 3s of the week. I will go ahead and go first. Honorable mentions. I'm gonna throw Windbreakers in there. I'm mainly glad that they got his Endo's origin story kind of out of the way before we get into the next season. I have to slow down some stuff to deal with his origin story. Like, we got that out the way now, so cool. We got to look at that. And they threw another new character into the mix, who's apparently more badass than Endo, and they just kind of showed him before the season ended.
Right.
Yeah, with his with the same hairstyle as what's his name, Goku from Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what his name was when they introduced him, but we know they'll get more into him next season. But it was kind of good to get Endo's backstory out of the way and who he is and why his affiliation to Furin. So that was kind of cool. And I like seeing my boy with the long hair, the angry one that Sakura was always beefing with. I like to see him back there picking with him. Like, I miss their friction against each other. And it was kind of fun to see it, especially him crushing the cup and throwing it. He's like, no, you can't do that to the cup. Picking it back up and trying to fix it and set it there. It's all rocky and everything. That was funny. Also, honorable mention for this week, Lazarus. I'm really enjoying this. There's one episode left. We have 1 day left before the people who took Hopna early start dying. And we actually have Skinner's location now. So the next episode is really about rushing to where he is, finding him, getting the cure, I guess, distribute out to everybody somehow within the next 24 hours. And the assassin is apparently still hell-bent on killing Axel because he did in the last episode. So he's apparently coming for them next episode too. So
sounds like he's ready for revenge.
Yeah. And apparently he's got split personality disorder. So yeah. A lot of stuff they just dropped on us the last week, getting ready for it, but I'm hyped. As my top 3 of the week, third is going to be Yaiba. We got introduced to a new character. I like her. She's fun. She's cool. She's a badass. She can fight. She's from Yaiba's past. So apparently, what's the girl he hangs out with now? Noah? The one with the sword?
Something with the S and a K. I forget her name.
Yeah, but it looks like there's going to be like a love interest kind of rival thing that they're building up. And with Yaiba in the middle of that's just going to be fun and hilarious. So that's going to be cool. That was a fun episode. And I'm glad it's going on for, was it like 50 episodes, Noah? Overall with Yaiba?
I think 42, something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm glad it's still going on because that's a really awesome and fun show.
Yep.
Number 2 for me was Vigilantes. They dropped today. It really was so good. And he wasn't pulling no punches on his daughter. None. So we got the origin story of his daughter. You ever seen it yet?
I didn't watch it today. I was working today.
That was number 2. Stop talking about it. Leave it there. That was number 2 for me. Since you haven't seen it. Number 1, To Be Hero X. Sweet Jesus. I'm sorry. Did both of y'all see that?
Yeah.
They put on their best action sequence of the whole show with between my girl in the purple, who's super pissed off still after years of losing, and Queen was giving it up. They both were really giving it up in that battle. That was super fire, super dope. I like the relationship between Lucky Cyan and Queen. I like their relationship a lot. I can't say enough. One thing I find interesting when people start, what's what I'm looking for? Like when those evil emotions start taking over and stuff starts bubbling out of them, like it did in Lucky Cyan's episode. I think that's just an interesting way to portray that. Yeah. Something visually creative and everything. But then black bubbles start forming around them. But overall, a fantastic episode. And I've noticed they dropped the CG like that. They don't use it. They haven't used it in Lucky Cyan's. They haven't used it in Queens yet. Did they use
Not
it
as much now.
Yeah, they haven't hardly used it. They keep it, more hand-drawn, which I appreciate. But still, an amazing, incredible episode. And I cannot wait to see the finale of whatever Queen's origin is going to be before we're guessing we get into everybody kind of coming together, whatever that's going to become Hero X. And probably take down
we still have 5 or 6 more heroes to go through.
Jeez.
Yeah, okay. We still have 5 or 6 more heroes to be introduced to. Because I'm guessing there's so many heroes in the opening, but the heroes in the ending are consistent with the ones that we've been seeing episodes on. So there are about 5 or 6 of them left that we have not heard from.
Okay.
We have the dog. We have the girl in the racer suit. We've got the kid with the hood up in his mouth, little Johnny. We've seen him, but we don't know his backstory. And then, did I say the dog already?
You said the dog, yeah.
I said the dog. There's one more. The guy with the purple hair.
Okay.
So we've got about 5 heroes that in that scene that are consistently shown as like a group, both an opening and ending, that we still need to get to.
And I was saying to my folks this weekend, one of them asked me, like, have you been seeing, what you think about Hero X? I was like, Hero X is fire. Yeah. He's like, I'm not really sure. I said, what episode you on? He was like, episode 5 or so. I was like, you watching El Sol, right? He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, I know what you're thinking. I was like, each 3 episodes are about a different character. He was pissed off after the way the first one ended with Nice, and then it just cut to another character. He's like, what the hell? I want to know what happened next. I said, every 3 episodes they're going to switch to a different character, just so you know. So he was like, okay, I think I'll just wait till it's over and then sit down and finally watch it because that's going to drive him crazy. I was like, okay, I get that, but still, fire. But yeah, my number 1 is definitely To Be Hero X. So that one of you, I have it.
Nice. I'll go because that was definitely my number 1 too. That was an amazing episode.
Yes.
Yeah, we said pretty much everything about it. The animation sequence was dope. Probably watch it again this week.
Yeah, it was that good.
A good way to end the season. My number 2 was a toss-up between Go Lose a Ranger, but then I forgot that the final episode of Uma Musume was actually really good. So that's my number 2.
Okay.
This one, I forgot. This is not only, I said they had 3 on Amazon, they have 4 on Amazon. Gabby, you super need to watch this anime. I've told you about this a couple times. It's the horse racing one.
Oh
But
yeah.
this was a special season about one of the girls, and I love this series. This series is so crazy. It gets you so hyped when they're racing. I honestly want to watch it again because it's been so long since I've seen season 1. So watching this season makes me want to start over and see some of the races again, because you get legit goosebumps watching them race.
I look, whenever you want to run it, I'm down to.
So good.
I'm down to run it whenever. I haven't seen none of it. Just
the animation is so good.
They be racing their ass
so
off.
They're demi-humans. They're demi-humans, and they run they're like, you know what I mean, on a
track
regular
field stuff.
No, like
the derby,
horse track.
Yeah,
like a derby.
Yeah.
And they go through their different reasons for wanting to do it. The MC's got her secret get up, but when the MC, I mean not the MC, I forget her name, when the brown haired girl locks in, she's like her senpai. Oh my goodness. The camera like pans down, goes from her feet. Hold on, let me see if I can bring up the scene. This is so cool. And my friend told me to watch it on my friend on Twitter, and I was like, bro, this looks silly. What is this? I went and watched it. I was like, yo, this shit is one of my favorite sports animes now.
That's some high praise.
Hang on one sec. Yes. This character is it, right? Yes, this is my girl. What's her name?
He's very happy.
He is very happy.
But somebody made an edit, so I can't find the original clip. I'll just show you the little edit. This is my girl right here. She has so much aura. But when they get to getting,
oh my god,
you be like, go,
what is with this animation? Oh my god.
The clips be intense.
Makes Blue Lock look like nothing. And when they overtake, you be getting so much goosebumps. Oh my goodness. That is a stellar anime, I must say. I never thought I would sit down and watch horse girls racing so intently.
When it comes to anime, you gotta give it a try. You never know.
You never know what's gonna get you.
That is a stellar anime. So definitely put that on your list. And then number 3 is gonna be Yaiba for sure. Yaiba was amazing. I love the animation direction so much. The animation director is legendary. I forget what other work he's done, but stuff like D Gray Man and other amazing stuff. So the animation direction is so good. And like I said, he continues to be one of my favorite MCs. Honorable mentions would just be Go-Go Loser Ranger and Gundam G-Cux, as well as Master Swordsman from Country and Master Swordsman. All 3 of those are really cool.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
What about you, Gab?
I didn't watch too much this weekend outside of the ones I've been really into. So I did not watch any of my fluffy little isekais or my cute ones this week, because I was too busy watching Konosuba.
Hey, okay, good excuse.
I am halfway through season 1.
Okay.
We'll ask you during the free talk.
Yeah,
I want to hear all your faves.
So honorable mention is beginning after the end. We just started our adventure out. He is now an adventurer. We're starting to form a little group with some new kids. So I'm interested to see, one of them is a half elf. The other one is a kid raised by the dwarves. And it's the first dwarven ambassador. Right? Yeah, it's getting good.
Yeah.
And I like the kids a lot. They're getting really interesting. So I hope we see them more in the future. We kind of saw them in a little episode and then we moved on, because now we're, just on our first adventure kind of thing as adventurers. But that was really good. So then I would have to say Windbreaker is my number 3. I like learning more, as we said, about the backstories, getting to know about the characters. I like seeing all the 4 kings there with their lieutenants, because we've been introduced to about half of them and the other half we still don't know much about. So seeing their personalities, just little bits of it was really nice. My Hero Vigilante. I don't know if this is the end of the season. I don't think so. I think we still have one more episode left.
This felt like the end.
But we'll see, because there was a to be thing at the end. Not like to be continued, but like they talked about it like and showed scenes from the next episode. So I know there's one more episode coming. There's gotta be. No, I want your opinion on it when you watched it, because my theory about the daughter was correct. I don't think I ever
About what?
About kind of how his daughter works and how her powers are. I don't think I ever said it fully out on this theory, but I am talking to Brad about it ever since we kind of got close to the end of, or seen the end of her arc. But my theory was correct about her. We can talk about this next time.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoil anything, because it's another amazing scenes. Really good. Love
Cool.
Buster. And then number one is, of course, what's been number one for everyone, To Be Hero X. Love Queen so much. Love her relationship with those two little babies. And just seeing her emotions is great. And you talked about the bubbling when you have the fear and the anger. I've also noticed that when those villains become the villains, their eyes turn black and red.
Yeah.
And at first, when I saw that, I looked at Brad and I was like, did that happen in the other stories? Because I'm getting something. And he's like, yeah, that happened in the other ones. So there's some things going on. We're not just weird mushroom infection people. Now because that only happened in Scion's story. And some bubbling things happened in the other ones, but they weren't all the same. So maybe it's different.
I'd have to go back and watch the earlier episodes to see it happen.
Because Scion's was like almost like a toxic, infective mushroom kind of thing. And for this, I want to call her Bruiser or Bruness or something. It starts with a B. I'm forgetting. But hers were like little round orbs that almost looked like little like liquid metal kind of floating up. But I know it's all fear in a way. I don't know.
Right.
Fear or just negative emotions.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's really I will always be so excited. I'm trying to turn Marissa and Gage on to watch To Be Hero X. I'm like, guys, here's the opening. Go watch this. Like, look at this.
I was telling Gage yesterday that he would like it.
Yeah.
I was trying to sell it to him. I was like, you really like this one.
We're really, really trying to pitch To Be Hero X to everyone. But
good luck.
Yeah, those are my watches.
Okay, awesome. All right. I know we do have a hard out because we got movie club coming up after this. But as far as the open discussion, now that I know that Gabby has watched Kono Super, Noah, hit it with your questions.
I just want to know. Yeah, tell me how you like it.
I really like it now that I've actually kind of like in the middle of the season. I definitely say the first few episodes.
Wait, you finished season 1?
No, I'm at the tail end of season 1. So I have like 2 or 3 episodes to go. So about.
You seen them get swallowed by a frog?
I did many a times. Yes. Many a times now that they have trauma. Darkness is like, let's go hunt frogs, and they're like, no, I don't want to do it. And they just like have this thing. But I would say the first few episodes did turn me off because it was like, it's comedy, but it's too comedy. Aqua was kind of annoying.
It's overly degenerate from the start.
Yes, it definitely.
But the reason is because you're not used to it, and you're not used to something this degenerate actually being good. Because if you look, first of all, the animation is peak as fuck.
It's fantastic. Yes.
Voice actors top notch. Kazuma's voice actor super good. Like his different like tonalities, little jokes he plays.
I really like his voice.
Kazuma's voice actor is so good.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aqua's amazing. I said that the whole time we were watching it. Aqua's amazing. Darkness is amazing with her little masochist self. She's so good with her voice actors. And then Megumin's my favorite voice actors. So the voice cast is crazy. And then usually when you see stuff this goofy, it's like, okay, it's not going to be that good. It's going to be overly harem. But it's like the harem is there to show you, like I said, it's joking about it. It's not like it kind of is for real, but not really. Most of it's a joke.
I could tell he's like really not into it, which is kind of refreshing to see. Especially when he's kind of like deciding all the characters and his snatch, sneak, steal, whatever it is. It works on freaking panties. It only works on panties and that one guy's sword.
Yeah.
Who he then sold when he came back. Where's my sword? I gotta have it. have this bag of money.
Yeah, I needed cash.
So-
So you saw them fighting the headless horseman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the darkness is like, oh no, he's gonna take me back to his castle. I'll do it, guys. I'll sacrifice myself. And he's like, I didn't ask for
love
that.
darkness.
Oh, hold on, wait.
She said, "Oh my God, no! I hope he doesn't take me back to my castle and tie me up and have his way with me." And he's like, I wasn't."
I didn't
Like,
sign
don't
up for
worry,
that. Man,
Shotty,
I'm
that
about to
wasn't
run
the
away.
plans.
Wasn't happening.
He's like, "What's wrong with this woman?"
Darkness is hilarious. I think she might be slowly becoming one of my favorites. I do really like Megamine. Aqua right now is still definitely at the bottom of the characters. For
me too.
So
Megamine's the most normal.
Yes, she's definitely the
Very
most
true.
forward. She just you know what she
Out of
reminds
the
me
non-Kazuma people.
Yeah,
Yes.
she reminds me of. I don't know if you guys have watched Psyche Kai, right?
I have before.
No,
yeah.
I haven't.
Not all of it, but I think a lot of it. I
Yeah,
have watched.
but there's this one character with the blue hair who is like has his arm wrapped up in the red tape. Do you remember him, Sen? He's always just like, I am the epithet of darkness. It's like that one kid in school that's always thinking he's got powers. That's kind of like what Megamine reminds me of, because she's always like so dramatic and making up all
Oh
these
my
powers.
goodness, I love her.
All powerful
I
mage. You only
love
use
her.
explosion magic. I am the
She's literally like somebody's like, Megamine, can you use your explosion? Ha ha ha! So you need my powers, do you? I, Megamine, bestow upon you explode. I love her so much. And then once you find out about her clan, like her whole clan is like that, because
oh my God.
Because you're not supposed to have like normal people don't have the affinity for magic that she does, but she put all her skills into one skill, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But all the rest of her clan didn't do that. So they're just crazy personalities with ridiculous magic. So much so they made a whole 12 episode side story about just Megamine and her village before Kazuma got there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, haven't seen that one yet.
See that.
Definitely the most
stuff.
famous character from the series.
Yeah,
one of the most famous.
I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to continue watching it.
Oh yes, because it just gets nothing but better.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, the party grows some more, and they get a little situation that I won't spoil, but it makes the dynamic so much more fun because they're always around each other. They don't have to meet at the Hunters Guild or whatever.
Yeah.
And don't forget at the end of season 1 to watch the movie, because the movie is hilarious.
Yeah, watch the movie, then go into season 2.
Yep.
It's one movie and a couple OVAs, right?
There's always an OVA after
each
season.
Right.
Yeah.
Should I watch the OVA before the movie?
I think you watch it after the movie, because the movie introduces somebody else from Megamine's clan. That's also a really funny character that kind of just hangs around. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm excited to see it.
Hell
awesome. Makes me want to go sit down and watch a couple episodes myself, because that shit is funny.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
Once you finish it, you'll see you can literally turn on any episode and crack up. Every episode is gold. When I finish it, I'm like, man, I wish that I had 100 more episodes of this show, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good one. But glad you finally jumped on and watched it. We've only been saying it forever.
I'm starting. I'm doing the things. Cameron, no!
Now wants to start.
But Lo, before we go, did you read any Chainsaw Man this week?
I have not as much as I wanted to, but I finished I'm in chapter 134. Oh
my God! She doesn't get this
I'm on
what arc are you in?
I'm starting.
Or have you been looking on the wiki?
Yeah, I'm on 134. So the one after the Falling Devil, that's the one I'm just starting.
You're starting the Fallen Devil arc?
No, I finished this Fallen Devil arc. I finished that one. Whatever is after that, that's where I'm at now. I'm just starting that one after that.
Oh, okay. So then you haven't seen the Fallen Devil. The Fallen Devil is crazy.
Very, very crazy. A very creepy design. The one thing I would say about it that was a little frustrating. One of the creepiest designs. Yeah.
Did you see her like turn buildings upside down and stuff?
Yeah, when she threw the buildings, when she threw the building on Dizzy when him and Shorty was on the motorcycle. Yeah. Yeah,
that might be the most destructive power we've seen since
the wrong button.
We know.
We saw it fall.
Yeah, we're like,
oops.
That might be the most destructive power we've seen since the first time the Gun Devil came through. Or because after that Makima's fight was a lot of destruction.
Wait, so who are you seeing right now?
When he saw the Falling Devil's power.
Falling Devil. I finished the Falling Devil
yeah.
arc. I finished that one, yeah. And her power was just crazy. Yeah, like
that's a good arc. I like that one.
Like a gravity type of thing. I'll make you float, even though you think you're standing normally, and you're just gonna fall. And then I'm just gonna
remember, devils are made from fears, and the stronger the fear is, the stronger
like the higher
the devil.
And how higher you would fall and stuff
That's
like that.
That's why you gotta think guns, falling, control. Those are all like innate fears, like ingrained in you.
And while you're falling, she's just collecting your body parts to make a meal. Like it was a very wild arc. I will say that, and it was a little difficult at times. I don't know if this is a manga thing or if it's just a Fujimoto thing. With so much details into his panels, sometimes when the battles are happening, it's hard to tell what's going on. Like there'd be debris everywhere, blood, guts, limbs, whole bunch of stuff happens. So sometimes it's difficult when I'm looking at I'll be sitting at a panel where I'm trying to figure out exactly what is happening. She's snatching his head off while she's doing this, stuff like that. So some of the big action sequences, like it was mostly action sequences, was just a little, and with her power, it just made it tricky to kind of follow what was going on. Like the flipping things upside down and people are falling. Like it just, I can see how when it's animated, it probably would look freaking amazing. I'm saying, we're just trying to follow it, and with everything in manga being black and white and not colors, like it's just hard to separate sometimes what's happening when all this chaos and destruction is happening at times. So it was a little tricky at times with me for that, but overall, she was definitely one of the most interesting devils I've seen in this show, from design to her ability, 100%.
What I do when battles are difficult, when I get to the end, sometimes I'll just breeze through it real quickly and then go back and read it again, like a little bit slowly to see, because once you see everything, because I don't want to spoil myself by jumping to the end, but I'll quickly read through the fight and then go back and, read through it again slowly, and it makes a little more sense once you've seen the conclusion of what happened to how each step gets there. Because One Piece during Wano, when Oda was sick, his artwork, and even still now, his artwork is just like a little sloppier than it usually is. So sometimes it's really hard to see what's going on. So if you jump a few pages forward, keep reading through the battle, see the conclusion of what his intention was to draw, then you go back and you can see step by step. Yeah.
I do this. I do do that sometimes. I'll go and I'll running back, like, hold on, let me go back a little bit, make sure I'm still caught, but I know what's happening, type of deal, and look at stuff, slow down.
But that's why YouTubers make money off of this stuff, because they'll notice little stuff or all types of different people. You're not going to notice everything first time. That's why I've read Chainsaw Man twice and I've still missed stuff. So it's like you'll go through and read different stuff or look at different stuff, and then you're kind of like, okay, well, I didn't see that time. That's why you got YouTubers sometimes who they'll spend all day looking at the chapters and point out cool stuff to you. But now you're at the point to where you could damn near start looking up some theories.
Yep.
True. Yeah.
Close. Remember, one of the craziest devils in the series didn't die, and that was the Death Devil. And Hell Devil was crazy too, which I can't remember if Denji killed it or not when he escaped. But I know the Death Devil didn't die, so that means if a devil didn't die during that time, it's still alive somewhere. So just keep that in your head.
I know Famine called, I can't think of Denji's little sister now, the Control Devil. Called her her sister. She called her sister. It was like, okay, so there's three of them. Like it's the War one, Famine one, and now the Control one, all calling each other sister. Like, okay, and I don't know if there's another sister or not yet, but they still haven't said anything about.
You're missing one horseman because there's three, but
they haven't mentioned horseman yet to me. Right. I don't think they haven't mentioned him yet, so I can follow now. Like, okay, the fourth one will be the fourth horseman, but they haven't said anything about it just yet. I just know I'm ahead because y'all have said the four horsemen type of thing. Where I'm like, all right, four people, these four girls all calling each other sister. They must be the four horsemen. So okay.
But Denji's living with Naruto because she's reincarnated Makima.
Yeah, I remember that from the end of the first one. Yeah.
Yeah,
and she still take care of her dogs and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I just saw where homeboy just threatened. You gotta stop being Chainsaw Man, or we're gonna kill her or something. He was like, no, I want both.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how Fujimoto handles Denji's character? He's like not, and you can tell he's not at all what people desire from a character, but he's still so interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he does it, but like the little like different explorations of like Denji's depression and like happiness make me so intrigued by his character. And his character seems so simple.
Yeah.
But he's not like what you would normally want from a shonen character.
Not at all. Not at all. He's wants boobies 1 minute and then
trying to figure out the meaning to life the next. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we can take Shorty's ass with him. I was like, Denji, this is not the time for that, man. Come on. His biggest thing happening right now. This is not the time to be thinking about that.
Part 2 is way more horny than part 1. So prepare yourself.
Part 1 was horny.
I'm waiting for you to get to the viral panel.
Okay.
I guess you'll tell me when you see it. When next time Denji does or some freaky shit happens.
Okay. I will.
But next time some freaky shit, because I can't remember where it was. It might be like 40 chapters away from where you are.
My goal is to push through a lot more of it this week. So not gonna focus on, as far as when it comes to anime and manga, I'm gonna focus on that this week. Still might have a wrestling PLE this weekend. We'll see with everything going on in the world right now, whether they're gonna go over to Riyadh or not. So we'll see about that. Other than that, I'm going to be locked in gaming and pushing through as much of Chainsaw Man as I can this weekend. So fingers crossed on that. But before we get out of here, just want to remind everybody that Lotus Snacks Weekly, every Tuesday, 8:30 live across all of our socials. So tune in for that when we talk about what's going on in pop culture. Y'all know this show, 10 a.m. on Thursdays. Look forward to it. And there's a new finisher podcast going up this weekend, this Saturday. So keep a look for that. Like I said, there's some stuff going on overseas. They probably talked about, with the PLE this weekend, and we have All In around the corner in like 2 weeks. A very, very massive pay-per-view for AEW. So a lot of good stuff on the horizon over there. So with that being said, everybody, Noah, go ahead and take us out.
All right. We'll see y'all next week for some more anime talks. Y'all be safe. And y'all too, for the next 2 days, and everybody out there, public service announcement. Be careful in your big cities. Y'all too, stay away from the metro or any big buildings. There's some craziness going on, and some, some missiles were launched across, and some retaliation might ensue. So y'all stay away from metros or big crowded public areas for a little bit near major cities, and y'all out there be safe too.
Keep your head on the swivel.
Please do.
All right, love y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Bye.
Loading snacks.